Hello folks, Bovell here, and I am very pleased to be sharing some words of encouragement with you for Temple Way's online pilgrimage. We're looking at some parables, made up stories that are used to talk about the deeper things in reality, stories that help us reshape the limiting beliefs that often stop us from becoming the me we want to be. As speak of two sort of lives that we have, right? There is the inner life that we have, and then there's the life that's trying to sort of war against that on the outside sometimes. And I want to talk about that with the use of this parable from the Gospel of Luke, chapter 13, and it's from verse 6. It says that a man had a fig tree planted in his vineyard, and he came looking for fruit on it, and he found none. Really what I want to talk to you about today is the idea of either being just alive or rather just existing or being alive. A tree that just has its roots and doesn't produce any fruit is it's living, but it's not alive. In other words, it's not really reaching its full potential. It's not really doing the things that it's supposed to. And that state that you're in is something that sometimes you have to accept, that you're not always going to be as productive and as killing life as you would want to be. And then how do you deal with that? Well, I believe that this parable has a lot of really good things to say about that. It says that the gardener said, "See how for 3 years I've been looking for fruit on this fig tree and still I found none." And he says, cut it down. There's two ways of looking at a lack of fruit. You could say that you're in the process, and that it's coming at some point. So it would be not about the length of time that it's taking you to get where you want to be, but more about the quality of hope that you have towards your future. I usually like to say that I'm grateful for what I've got, but I'm excited about what I want. You're in a sort of holding pattern, a limbo, where you're waiting for fruit to grow. And it's important for any spiritual exercise, any life exercise, and important for our spiritual and mental well-being, that we can make a distinction between living in the now and being grateful for the way things are, but still, so we're not complaining about not having the job we want, or not being in the relationship we want, or not being in the home we want. But at the same time, we're balancing that with an idea that we're still excited about the things we want. We're excited about that new car. We're excited about that new job. We're excited about that wellness that is coming in the future, that healing. But at the same time, we're grateful for the things that are now. And by balancing these two things, we can avoid the trap of saying, cut it down, of giving up, basically, right? Like this gardener, he's given up. Why should it be wasting the soil? He talks about the tree. He says, "Sir, leave it alone." Not the gardener, rather the owner of the tree. The gardener says, "Sir, leave it alone 1 more year until I dig around it and put manure in it. And if it bear fruits next year, well and good. If not, then you can cut it down." So I really love this story, the way the gardener's kind of pleading on behalf of the fig tree, because he sees the fig tree's potential. He knows that just because it looks like there's not going to be any fruit growing on it on the surface, just because there hasn't been any success until now, it doesn't mean that can't change in the future. It doesn't mean that there isn't potential for things to happen in a different way. You can be so used to failure and things not going your way and not making any progress that you start to believe that that's the only way things can be. But that doesn't mean that that's true. You have to sometimes fight against the facts of your own life in order to maintain your sanity, in order to be able to live in the now, but also allow the excitement of the future and what you want to happen to bring you alive. I think that's where we're going to leave it for today. It's been really great hanging out with you guys this week on the Temple Way online pilgrimage. Look after yourself. Peace.